Well, hello there. My name is HW.
And I'm Mike.
And thanks so much for watching Worship Guitar Tone. We've probably got a lot of new people joining us on this channel. A lot of tone junkies.
I bet you're right.
A lot of worship dudes.
A lot of, yes.
Well,
yes.
who couldn't be a fan of this very enviable, we're calling it the hype board.
This is.
The super hype board. Is this every hyped, mega hype pedal in the P-Dub world right now?
Every one of them.
This is it.
Yeah.
If there's a thread online, it's about one of these drives. I mean, we've got the Protein, we've got the Benson preamp, we've got the Broken Arrow.
Stop right there.
Stop right there. This is the 1981 DRV. That's short for drive. That's how the cool kids, and they abbreviate drive.
Okay.
You take out the vowels.
Right.
It makes it sound better.
Right. Yeah.
You got the King of Tone, the KOT.
That's right. KOT.
That's another abbreviation there.
Yeah.
And then the Revival Drive, or you need a master's degree to really work the Revival Drive. It could be called the Master's Degree Drive, I think, because you got to really. There's way too many options.
And apparently you need a screwdriver for some of the
You
adjustments.
do need a screwdriver. Have you ever seen an overdrive? Yeah. Have you ever seen an overdrive? It's called a ghosting overdrive. You actually could control the ghosting notes, like the cone cry. Is that a desirable thing? I don't think anyone's ever said, you know what I'm missing from this overdrive? Just a little more cone cry.
Right.
But that drive does sound great. All these sound great. And
I feel like that kind of became a little bit of a buzzword.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years.
Right. Let's do... Let's check out the King of Tone. You just got a King of Tone.
I did.
I've had a King of Tone for a while.
Yep.
I'm really into this Browne Protein lately, and you're gonna get one.
I am gonna get one.
You're maybe on the list.
No. So the bit that I've worked with it and played it, I like it enough to make the purchase.
So
I think it's great.
King of Tone versus Protein Drive. Both of these start their sort of journeys as like a blues breaker style overdrive. I've got a blues breaker, an original blues breaker 1A.
Yeah.
Nothing sounds like that pedal. No clones of that pedal really quite sound like that pedal.
Okay.
It's kind of like the way boutique amps sound like Voxy amps.
Okay.
But nothing really sounds like an early 60s Vox. You know what I mean? Now, not for better or worse, just different.
Just different.
Like that pedal, one of the things, the first things, I'm sure we could show this off later in some video in the future, but that pedal, there's almost no gain until you're like at 2 or 3 o'clock. It's almost just like nothing on the gain knob.
Okay.
And then boom, you've got a bunch of gain.
Wow.
So it's interesting.
I've never played through one.
It's cool. I mean, there were later versions of that pedal that were less desirable, but it's a cool pedal. This starts. These start as blues breaker overdrives. It goes on some journey. They've got some things in common, more mid-range. But let's hear the clean sound. Let's hear these pedals together.
Yeah. All right.
Here's a clean sound. You're playing a 335.
335 bridge pickup. All right.
Very cool. Here's the blue side.
Yeah.
Of the Protein Drive. Now this is the blues breaker side, and stuff is mostly about 12 noon.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So clean again, play something high up, you know? You can hear a little bit of that compression, you know. Let's back it off a little bit.
Okay.
See what it does a little on the clean side.
Gain up really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The other side's like an ODR1. So it's, well, we're a couple Nashville cats. We should love this side of the pedal, right?
Exactly.
It's like the other green drive, and it really pushes this one nicely. Here, let's see it by itself first.
It's the classic.
It's like more compressed, definitely.
Definitely more compressed.
Like good kind of lead boost thing.
Almost has that sort of 412 feel to it.
So I would use it like this. If this is my clean amp, and this is like an American, style clean tone, like you're using a pretty, hefty sounding guitar. You know what I mean? It's got plenty of mids. I would use it like this: a little light drive, and then use this ODR as the boost. So clean tone, and then I would use the Browne like this.
Yeah, it's like a light kind of. Yeah, great for stepping up and doing single note.
Totally. Like gives
stops.
it that real like life to sort of breathe and sustain and really, and that added compression is like what you want in pedals,
Totally.
Which is going to be a conversation we're going to have about all these pedals. I mean, there's like different levels of compression going on. That's one of the things that makes them all kind of cool.
Right.
And they feel different for sure. But I'd say the ODR one side, the green side, is like the most compressed. It's like the lead boosty side. Yeah. Check out the Analog Man. Oh, you've got this set up. Is this how you like it?
It's funny. This circuit really started as like a Nashville thing, right?
Yeah,
all the Nashville guys jumped on it first.
Yeah, old Nobles thing.
But then all of a sudden, I saw guys on the West Coast kind of catching on too. And if you look at like all the top session dudes and not just session guys, but just players just in general, they're rocking that. So I can see, and this to be, we've both owned the original, right?
Yeah.
So I think they've done a great job with sort of tightening up the low end a little bit more. That's been one of my complaints with that pedal.
Yeah, this is a killer ODR one for sure.
Yeah, he just trimmed up the low end, but it still retains that.
It's like a tube screamer, but not a tube screamer. Like that's why I always refer to it as like the other green pedal.
Yeah.
There's the green pedal, and this is the other one. Right. You could sort of just use the other one.
And he trims a great color green for this.
Yeah,
too.
right. Right. And look, he's got it. ODR1. Those things were green.
Right.
The blues breaker side. It's a blue light.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
See?
Makes sense.
He's thought of everything.
You just got this King of Tone, and I've had King of Tone forever. King of Tone is like my number one overdrive forever. I run it overdrive and distortion on each side. So like yellow side, overdrive. How do you have this one set up?
I have it set up just like yours, actually. Okay, so it'd be overdrive and distortion on this side.
Okay, so a lot of people run a clean side. And we're not going to do that because you can figure out what a clean boost, but you can set it up that way.
Yeah.
But for sake of the drive, it's funny how you have it is how everyone sets it up. Like this is how this pedal sounds its best, right? It's always like right at 11 o'clock, and you adjust it a little bit, so you go a little above or below. But that's exactly how mine's set up all the time.
And I've only had it just for like a short time, like about a week now.
Right.
So just still kind of working with it. But
you're on the right track.
Yeah.
One of the things that's interesting, like play that clean tone again.
Yeah.
Now here's the overdrive side.
Okay.
It's definitely more mid-rangey, more compressed.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me from a feeling side, how does it feel?
It does. I mean, it's definitely a little more compressed.
Yeah.
And the low mids tend to speak a bit more.
Yeah.
know about the low end roll off. Like it seems like, I don't know if it's a perceived thing. Like I get the sense that there is a little bit of the low end roll off, but because of the low mids kind of pick up, you don't necessarily feel it. Like you don't feel that you're losing bottom end. In other words.
Right. It definitely has. Like I don't know if you noticed, but when I like play a little with this tone knob down.
Yeah. I liked it when you had the tone knob up
right,
a little bit.
This tone knob
that
is interesting.
I've never really messed with that yet.
A lot of pedals have like almost like a presence knob. Like this is much more a presence knob.
Okay.
So the Protein has much more like a really extended high end. Like you're almost adding presence. But the tone knob on this seems a little more limited. It's a little more like. Well, listen to it.
Yeah.
You can't really get that sort of like, you really can't get like a just barely there edge of breakup sound with this without like some pretty proper mids coming in. You know, like it's not. I would never call this like a transparent drive. It has
anything but transparent.
Yeah, it has this mid range.
Very colored.
Now to me, it's awesome, and to me, this is my favorite side. Everyone's going to say, you know, HW, you don't like the overdrive side. That's where I live every day. But I am a fan of the distortion side.
I am too.
It is beautiful. It's like harmonically rich, and it's ballsy. Like bridge pickup. Try that.
Yeah.
You might be thinking like, oh, hey, that's too much for my church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I play this with P90s, and to me, I probably back the drive off a little bit more than that. But you know, with something a little less high output, right? Those aren't high output pickups, but they're PAFs, right?
Sure.
They're grunt. They're going to rock a bit.
Yeah.
But with something a little less than that, you easily end up, you know, in the category of like, here's my rockin' sound for song 3. Of my worship set, you know?
Yeah.
We started with Oceans.
Yeah.
We did like Reckless Love, and now we're just all out with some big like Phil Wickham tune, you know? We're all out there, right? And that's to me, it really is the king. That mid-range puts you where you need to be. I often sit here and play the King of Tone, and I go like, it could be a little brighter. Could be a little more like transparent. Like it kind of colors my guitar a little much. That's the thing.
Okay, but finish.
But you know, like,
yeah,
is that what you need in a mix?
Precisely. And I was talking to a buddy of mine that he actually has the Prince of Tone.
Okay,
which is the junior.
That's hardly as boutique-y
as
this.
But
that doesn't even have a 2-year wait list.
I mean, come on, it can't even be
if
good.
If you're not waiting 2 years,
it can't even be good.
I mean, how good is that?
Yeah. But he was saying the same thing. Like in the room.
Yeah.
It's almost like, well, is it losing too much low end? Is there too much mid? Is it not bright enough? Mm-hmm. But then you immediately start, you know, once you start playing with a band, you start doing some recording with it, you find that it's just perfect.
That's why it's the king. Yeah. For comparison, come back here.
Yeah.
And this thing can do like the light overdrive thing. Like to me, what we were trying to think, what's that JHS pedal? The Morning Glory.
Morning Glory, good.
If you are a fan of the Morning Glory, this pedal gives you the option to sort of do the brighter, low breakup kind of thing.
Right. Right.
To me,
it cleans up. Yeah.
To me, it's got a little more mids in the Morning Glory, but that's welcomed. Like, you know, that pedal can use a little more.
I agree.
So this is great. You've got a little difference in setup in that you've got your sound number 1, and then you can throw something on top of it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Which I love that you can stack both of these drives.
And they're different. You can use them.
Yeah.
These one, you know, the King of Tone is always going to have that sort of compressed kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we back this.
Yeah, there's not as much of the low mid presence with this, which gets you a little more of that chimey character.
And I would say the thing about the Browne, you can add presence. You can actually add presence to your signal. Like your guitar, like the guitar clean like this.
Yep.
Play that for a second.
Yes. It's more transparent.
Right. It is totally more transparent.
Yeah. That's why I think the two are really quite different.
They are quite different. This almost sounds like Voxy to me, the way it just added mid-range and some high-end and stuff, and a chimey quality. You can add presence, though, there. I never feel like with the King of Tone, you can really make it brighter. That mid-range is so there, no matter what you do with that tone knob, you're really never going to get brighter than your original tone was.
Okay.
And that's something to note. Like, if you're a guy who plays, if this is your guitar and you want a little more, you're looking for, like, the JHS Morning Glory does that thing. It could take a guitar like yours and it could make it the real, like, bright, chimey thing. If that's what you're using it for, the Browne does a little of that, but the King of Tone is really, it's quite different. It's going for this mid-rangey thing, you know?
Totally is. And you use yours with an AC30.
I do, yeah.
And what channel? What channel do you like?
It's the bright channel, actually.
It's the bright channel. Okay, good.
Well, yeah.
So like for me, I have also used an AC30, but I normally use the normal channel.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick between these two with my particular AC30, I would choose the Browne.
Yeah.
Because it's a little more transparent.
Yeah.
And it allows the mids to speak, I think, maybe a little bit better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you're right. And you're playing like a vintage AC3, like a 63.
Yeah.
Which has a much more like focused sort of sound, a lot more low end roll off than like the 90s one that has like more healthy bottom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can handle more mid. Because I even like change a bit of the EQ too to add more high end stuff. So totally.
But a great pairing with your Vox, that would just be really beautiful. Do you want to try it
Isn't this sound just the best? I mean, just play that sound for a minute.
Oh, I know. You know what I love? So I was doing this like kind of 90s rock thing on a session the other day, and I was A-B'ing the overdrive and the distortion, and I chose the distortion.
Yeah.
It had this like...
What was the artist? Scott Stapp Comeback Records?
Scott's coming back. It's funny though, all these 90s sounds are kind of coming back It's really crazy.
It is interesting.
But yeah, it just really sounded great to my ears. I think I was using I probably just Les Paul or this or some, some kind of humbucker thing, but I think it was. Feels good. I mean, it cleans up pretty.
What you just did is why it's the king.
Yeah.
Because if I take my main tone that I play every weekend, if I take it out with my P90, Sir JM Pro, and I just slap a chord, it's dirty. It's like the most dirty I want to be. But all I do is play light. And this thing cleans up in such a beautiful way. It really does. I mean, you could do it with your volume. You could do it. You could use a Strat, and it's going to be a little more polite, but it really is it cuts in the mix. It puts you right there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't put you, to me, it doesn't give you all that high-end presence that I sometimes really like, especially if it's very verby and delayed. But I don't feel like you're going to be over the female vocal in that 4K kind of really range there with this pedal. If anything, I feel like it places you right under that. You might be on a male vocal, you know what I mean? You might be, the sound guy might do a little thing or two, but you're already pushing the guitar where it needs to get. You know what I mean? Like we're going towards the right direction there.
Absolutely. I think that the EQ shaping on it is really brilliant.
All right, here is a Strat on the neck.
Come on.
Dude, that mid-range is like, to me, it's like perfect with something like this.
I was just going to say, with the single coils.
It's beautiful. Even like the number 2 position.
Sounds so good.
Yes, it's really good.
It's arguably better with more of a single coil thing. I could see like that in Telecaster, Stratocaster,
totally.
The P90 thing that you do.
Totally. Yeah. Sparkly enough,
hotter,
right?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. If you have a guitar with some high-end sparkle, it really pairs well with this thing, because that's a little bit what it's missing in the sound. Yeah. But I think like a guitar like this that like, clean, even like these types of pickup positions.
Yeah.
Even when you come here and do like that. It just rounds it out, it gives it that enough aggression to go forward.
Yeah.
Where like, hey, this is gonna sound good too,
Totally.
I'm sure this is gonna sound great. Falling a little out of tune there, but it totally, that's a good sound too.
It is.
It's a different thing. It's a little less pushed, a little less mid-rangey. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A little more, again, like we use the word transparent, even though it's not truly necessarily like a clean boost transparent, but when you're comparing it to the King of Tone, it definitely has a more transparent quality to it.
Totally. It's. I mean, you can hear. You don't get it that the King of Tone has such a pushed mids character, so you like can't get rid of it. Mm-hmm. But some of our favorite gear has that. Like Voxes always sound like Voxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
Like a good PAF always has that. Those mids,
Yep. For sure.
I mean, you can hear. You really get the.
Yeah, I gained it up just a little bit here.
Yeah. I mean it.
Yeah.
It just makes them sing, and that high end is really nice because it kind of just lets it through. Whereas, on here.
Yeah.
We're not getting more.
Yeah.
There, we're getting a little bit of lift,
Yeah. It's interesting. There's definitely. It's not like they completely got rid of that low mid thing.
No,
it's just to a lesser degree, I would say.
I think they added in some mid range definitely from the original Bluesbreaker circuit.
Yeah,
but it's not like congested. I would say the King of Tone sometimes can sound congested by itself in the mix. I think it really does its thing, But I mean, there's totally room for. Goes, but it's something like that. Yeah, I mean, that's where something kind of bright and not so aggressive. That's where I'd put that in right there, And then with the ODR, I mean, it's like just add that on top,
and that's where you're really getting two very distinct flavors with this pedal.
That's true.
Whereas this, it tends to like the distortion is definitely.
You get hard clipping and soft clipping. Yeah. So it's like so you get hard clipping in the distorted one and soft clipping only in the overdrive one.
Okay.
So it should sound smoother. You do seem to get more gain, and that could be most King of Tones. Yeah. Like mine, I know what it is. This one's yours.
Yep.
Most King of Tones usually have the red side with that high gain mod. Yeah. So if you put the knobs all at the same spot,
yep,
it'll have like 20% more gain.
Okay.
Which this one feels just like mine.
Okay.
So it probably is like that. And from what I've seen, that's the most common thing. Some people do high gain mod both sides. I've seen because you can kind of request what you want. But and obviously this is the lowly purple one. We weren't cool enough to get our hands on one of the
white ones.
The white one or the black one.
Right.
And the black ones actually have more high end, and the white ones have more mids. No, I'm kidding. but listen,
punked me, man.
But listen, with the way the prices go,
Yeah.
you would think there's something different about them than just the color.
Yeah.
But hey, the rest of us will just settle for purple.
Well, you know, the gold clowns sound way different than the silver.
Are they way different?
They actually weigh different.
Do they?
Actually, one's a little heavier than the other.
More sustained. When the pedal's heavier, you get more sustained. No, there are. I mean, there's silver clons, there's horsey and non-horsey silver clons, and then I think there's just gold. I don't think there's a non-horsey gold.
Okay, I don't think so.
I'm not sure, but
well, we digress. Anyway,
yeah. They all they all sound like archers to me.
Yeah.
No, what's that one that EHX has? The cheap one.
Oh, what was that?
What's the one that Electro Harmonix released? It's like a clon, but it's not really. They didn't like nail the circuit, but they weren't really trying to.
Soul Food.
The Soul Food.
Yeah.
The Soul Food. They all sound
Which,
like Soul
by the
Foods
way,
to me.
much love for the Archer J Rocket guys.
Oh yeah,
love those guys.
Yeah.
They're
No, they make great stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend an arm and a leg getting a clon.
I just put their juice joint on my board a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you dig it?
Just a little extra power. It just eliminated the need for the daisy chains for me.
Oh.
So a little plug.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know, I have my main like clone type pedal forever has been an Archer.
Yeah.
And I have a clone here.
Yeah.
And they sound a little bit different.
Okay.
But better. And do they sound more different than just two Archers would sound, or two? And is it just the pot value that's, you know what I mean? There's a tolerance
totally
in the pot. There's who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can overanalyze.
You debate that all day long, right? And people do.
People do. Yeah. Turn this ODR one. Let's see what that sounds like.
Yeah.
That green side.
Absolutely. This is a cool.
It sounds fat the way you dialed it in there. I mean, it really gives it.
I tend to run. This is kind of how I like to run my ODR1, which is level boosted a bit more.
Yeah, totally.
Drive just tucked back a little bit more.
How does that sound now if you stack it? So that's two. Because here's that's a question.
Yeah, for sure. So here's. Now, is it this into this? Or is
I think it's green into blue all the time because that's how the signal runs.
Gotcha, yeah.
And there's no switch to switch them, so I would assume...
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So here's this. Interesting.
I mean, it sounds pretty good. Yeah. I mean, definitely like we're making the ODR makes it a little fatter there. And that's cool because we got the blue one really bright, you know.
Yeah, it's really a usable stack. Yeah. Sometimes I find pedals that have this capability that you put them both in, and it's almost like things get mushy or like they just lose their ability to they kind of hang together. So this does not do that.
No, it doesn't. And I think it's cool because it has a real like sustaining quality. Like I would use this to do like a... And I mean, you throw some delay and reverb on there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an altar call, brother.
Totally.
Hey, watch out. You're gonna people about to fall down in a minute here. But I mean, you could totally get. I mean, it's enough like juice that it sounds really powerful.
Yeah.
But it's warm too. Yeah. But it's not too dirty. Like all I did was switch to my fingers. I could. It's aggressive, or I could just go to my fingers.
cleans up.
It
well,
does
in a way, even with them both on.
I mean, for that much gain, you know, that's a raucous sound, you know.
Yeah,
you can
sure Yeah, that's nice.
I really love this pedal.
I do too.
Now, okay, I've been a fan of the King of Tone for a long, long time.
Yes.
And I still, every week, I use some Kemper profiles that have the King of Tone baked in to a 90s AC30.
Okay.
And people ask me, what's the best profile you've ever made, HW? Like what? And I always go like, oh, these are great, these are great, these are great. And people ask me, what do you use? And I always go like this. I have a sound that I just know, like I don't even have to think. I know what that button's going to sound like before I go there with a particular guitar.
Yep.
So I'm bringing the same guitar, the same sounds. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying I just know it well.
Yep.
Could there be a better sounding Vox, a better sounding, but I just know it well, and I've got it dialed in, and I dig it. So I play the King of Tone or some, I've captured its soul, and I'm playing that every week, you know? Capturing souls of pedals to save soul. Okay, anyway. Yeah. No, but this Browne Protein Drive to me is really special because it has a little lower amount of compression. Mm-hmm. I feel a little more connected in terms of just that extra bit of dynamics.
Yeah.
And there's a couple different flavors. You really have clean, blues breaker side, however you set that up.
Yep.
ODR, however you want to set that up, and then together is always going to give you sort of this leady kind of sound.
Yeah.
The king is always the king. But if you said to me, the Browne Protein Drive is the best pedal out there right now, the best dual overdrive, I wouldn't argue too much. I could see how someone could get there.
I don't know what to say. Well, I mean, it might be the best.
But you just got the King of Tone, and you're digging the King of Tone a little more. Now, look, I'm not saying I'm not digging the King of Tone. I'm still going to play it every week. I still love what it does. But in this setting right here, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I would say for the dual drives, the ones that I've checked out, and just things that just work.
Yeah.
I mean, I find that the ODR one it works. Like,
it works, yeah.
I especially love it with Vox style amps because it gives you that low end that the Vox is missing, or maybe a matchless or another sort of Class A amp that is pretty popular amongst folks that are doing Sunday morning worship. Right?
Totally.
That's a really it's a great sound. Yeah. So I think he's really locked on to two pedals here that. And I'm not saying he's got his own. He's tweaked them.
Yeah.
They're
definitely different. That doesn't
to the way
sound,
he likes them.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But just for pedals that are go-to that just work every single time. You can't go wrong. Like,
that's true.
I would recommend this to just about anybody.
Right.
The
king.
Right. The king.
It's the king.
The king is awesome, but you're going to wait 3 years for it.
Right. You're going to wait 3 years for sure.
Unless you want to... Unless you want to... I know I'm moving the set. I'm changing the set around.
Just make my edits harder.
The king has... Again, it sits in the mix so well. Mm-hmm. And
that's where I think...
It's one thing playing it in the room.
Yeah.
It's another thing actually on stage or in a studio with the musicians. It's a winner. I mean, it's a clear. It's no wonder.
Yeah,
I should say that so many huge sort of pillars of guitar have used the King of Tone.
Yeah,
on stage and in the studio for years now.
Yeah, and it's not going away.
No,
it's not going out of style.
No,
it's the BMW M3.
Yeah,
of you know what I mean. It's never going away.
Yeah.
There might be hotter cars, faster cars.
Right, yeah.
But you're not a slouch.
No.
Never a slouch if you got a King of Tone. I would say, to me, it definitely sounds like they dialed in the King of Tone to work really well in the mix.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started playing it live that I really started liking it. And it just, I don't even notice it's there. It just has become part of my sound. You know, it's on all the time pretty much. I don't even use it off really.
Yeah.
I just clean up with my guitar.
Yeah.
And, you know, that those little amounts of grit, when you have enough high end, they kind of just sound clean when they come through the mix anyway.
Yeah.
There's really just barely like the sort of broken clean sounds.
Yeah.
You know, you lose all that subtlety, I feel like, when you're playing,
Yeah.
you know, live in a room.
Yep.
You know, does the sound guy really turn you on anyway? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you play light in your in-ears and you hear it, but like,
Yeah.
you were already not so prominent in the mix.
Yep.
So if you go too light, you're really going below the, you know, you might not peak out. I feel like those mids, that EQ is always helpful. Even in the times where I don't want to be that aggressive, it works. With something like a Strat, works wonders.
Yeah.
I think it could, you know, with a little different amp tone, we could have made it shine a little better with the humbuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was more scooped amp tone, you'd feel the difference a little more.
Right.
You know?
You talking about the King of Tone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I memean, when you start playing with the single coils,
Yeah.
especially on the overdrive side, it was sort of a special moment.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, right.
I had the goosebumps.
But that's like what you said, like on maybe the more scoop sounds, whether
Yeah.
that's more scooped from the pickups of the guitar
Yeah.
or the amp
Or the
itself.
amp, yeah.
Whatever's you know, making the total sound a little more scooped.
Yeah.
The King of Tone might fit a little better. If you are just going for some light overdrive, that blue side of the Protein seems to be the best thing that we looked at today for just that really light, kind of barely there,
Yeah.
you know, broken up thing. And then, but you've got some options with the Protein. I'm in love with both these pedals. I think I might put both of them on my new board. I'm going to build a board.
Are you?
We should build a board, do a
we should.
video on building a board.
Absolutely, we should.
Let's do it.
I mean, come on.
We got to find the most. We should put this hype board with like the most hyped like modulation board, and then the most hyped like delay and verb board.
Okay, ready?
No, we don't have it yet. I got to spend some time on
we have
reverb,
to do that.
making offers. But
no, they're great, and you could justify having both on the board.
I think
would
so.
say.
If you could vote for one, both of these pedals are pretty. Like, are they worth $250?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like these, the King of Tone and the Protein, are those worth $250? 100%.
100%.
To me.
Absolutely.
There's some other pedals on this board that I'm not going to out yet that I'm not sure they're worth the price.
Sure, he's out on that. Okay.
But we're going to get to those in some other...
Man, what would you pick if you had to pick today? I think I know what I might go for.
I don't know that I'm not going to regret this. And a little part of me is like, are you just saying this because it's new?
Yeah.
But I might say, I'll take the Protein
You might
Drive.
give the nod.
I might take the Protein Drive.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. To me, these pedals are equal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
I don't want to discount the King of Tone. I'm not really comfortable saying the King of Tone is better. To me, they do a little bit different things.
Right.
I'm not selling either of these. I'm selling some of the things on this board. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
There's some things I don't really want to hear.
Yeah,
they're fun. They're fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're fine. But yeah, horses for courses, as they say. You know?
Totally. If you had to pick one.
I think today I'd probably go with the Protein, and here's the reason why. Like, I'm an ODR1 user.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also now a King of Tone guy, and if I had, and I do have, if I had like two pedal boards, let's say one kind of lives at the home studio, one goes out and about. You know, on the out and about board, I might put the Protein because it gets those two tones.
It could take the spot of an ODR one that you already have on the board,
box,
right?
Yeah. So it's a 2-for-1 kind of a deal, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
100%.
Now I feel bad. You voted for the Protein. Now I feel like I should vote for the King of Tone.
No. It's funny, man. I mean, in different days, you know, different guitars.
I'm changing my vote for the King of Tone, so we're tied.
Okay.
Because I'm not comfortable having a winner today. So
You thought I was going to say King of Tone.
I did. I thought he was going to say King of
Because
Tone.
you're the reason why I got one.
That's totally. I know. It's a great pedal, but that
Yeah.
is kind of why I voted for the Protein. I thought you for sure you were going to say King of Tone.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun, and we should look at some more of these. You know, next week in a future video.
That's right. Let's do that. I'm excited.
I've been HW.
And I'm Mike.
Thanks for watching, dudes.